We are at Farpoint Convention. I am with Cheyenne, also known as Roses and Bones Cosplay, and we're going to talk about con crunching.
Con crunching, yes, that's currently what I'm doing right now, specifically Katsu crunching, as we lovingly refer to it as for KatsuCon. But yeah, for those who don't know, con crunching is the week before a convention where we as cosplayers just collectively decided to not finish our cosplays in time and instead rush to do it right at the last minute. So that's what I'm doing currently, crimping my wig, making it fluffy and fun. Oh my god.
So who are you going to cosplay as?
So this is for Glaceon. I have been in love with a doll creator online that goes by Delightful. She's fantastic. Her designs are amazing. I've done one of hers already, but her Glaceon design is just so darling. And I mean, the convention takes place in winter. I'm low-key hoping it snows just for my sake. This sounds so mean to everybody else, but you know, the photos are gonna be primo. So. Assuming I finish. But yeah, so it's a really cute Glaceon design.
Are you going to be cosplaying here at Farpoint?
Nope, not this time. Mostly because I wanted to focus on finishing my stuff for KatsuCon, for no other reason than like working in cosplay is not always like the most fun. But I'm gonna be spending this weekend doing like my makeup tests for Glaceon, doing full body paint, and sewing and doing the little things that I do. So I'll be in like half cosplay. I'm being smart this year and actually doing a makeup test, which is not something that I can say I normally do.
But here at Farpoint, you're working, right? So you're staffing this room. Mm-hmm. You get to watch anime and Studio Ghibli.
I do. This is actually a really interesting room. For those who don't know, I think this is the only convention I've ever been to that actually has a con suite. I believe they are like from older conventions is something that they used to do, and this one is very much a lovely convention that is in the way of those old science fiction conventions. And essentially what it is it's a place we provide food, we provide drinks, we provide a place to just like chill and rest. We also will have video games in here tomorrow, hopefully. But it's just a place for nerds to be nerds and hang out while they're and relax before they go off and do their con activities. So it's quite fun.
Now I know we're supposed to talk about con crunching, but it was important, and we are at Farpoint, that you said this is a sci-fi convention, that these were the basis for current conventions, right?
They are, yeah. The first like modern convention that kind of built the framework for these conventions was called WorldCon, which was a science fiction convention, and they are what started the foundation of what became later in comic cons and anime cons, and these things all came back to these science fiction conventions. From people who liked things like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings to, you know, really early sci-fi things like War of the Worlds and things like that, and eventually evolved into now we have cons for really every interest. And that's super fun, and I love them. Specifically at this con, the Masquerade is super important, or just Masquerade. But they are, not every con has them, I don't think anymore, but all the ones I've been to at least do. But they are, you know, not only somewhat of a costume contest, but they do skits, and it is just a place of performance. It's a place where theater and nerd culture kind of meet into this beautiful, you know, spectacle. And this one specifically is a very old-fashioned kind of, and I mean that lovingly, by the way, but an older kind of masquerade of like the roots of where Masquerade comes from, which is super, super cool, because the masquerades that we see nowadays are very heavily cosplay influenced and not just like people in costumes like performing these things that they write to celebrate and love, you know, the mediums that they are here to celebrate in general. So if that makes sense. But yeah, it's super cool. And it's very different than the conventions that I'm used to that are more like cosplay focused or anime focused or very, you know, not person focused, that's not the right word, but
and they found this is not worth it because the tire wear and tear and the
I'd empty no thoughts, I'm so sorry.
Was there anything else you want to add?
Back to that what I found is that as people know
I don't know.
so much,
I think that exploring different kinds of conventions is super important, even if it's not necessarily a medium that or a fandom that you might like, because the culture is similar and different, and it gives you a new perspective on fan culture that you might not have seen before. So check out a local con. They're cool.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.